Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're going to kick off this week with some Dominaria. We may be playing. I'm not even asking today. I might vote. I'll put it for a vote later in the week. But right now, I want some Dominaria, so I'm not even going to ask chat yet. But we'll see if it sticks all week long. This is one of my all-time favorites, and it's really nice to have it on Arena with all human drafts. It actually makes it harder because, like, when we had Dominaria bot drafts, the bots gave me my favorite, which is Sultai. Like the bots left me Sultai decks all the time, and I could basically play exclusively Sultai in bot land, and it was somewhat dreamy on that front, but not very realistic. Now, with all human drafts, somebody at the table's got to draft those 2/2 lifelink for 2 in white and the aggro white cards. And when you get them in density and in the right deck, they can be fine. I've done fine with aggro white. I still try very, very hard not to get to be there. It's not where I want to be. But somebody's got to be that drafter. You just want to be, if it's you want to be rewarded by getting the all that stuff late. You want to be one of the only people doing it so that you get basically everything the pod has to offer for it. But we're going to go in, despite it being human here, looking for some Sultai value, because that is what I love to do. If you're looking for some tabletop magic value, though, you're not going to go into a Dominaria draft. You're going to go to cardkingdom.com via my affiliate link in the panels or via my notes on the video if you're watching on YouTube. You're going to find one of the top purveyors of physical magic gear in the world right there when you do so. And if you do that from my link, they know you got there from here, and then that helps me stay on the air. Of course, I don't expect you to buy every last thing you spend on Magic at Card Kingdom, but if you keep them on your radar and keep my affiliate link in mind, you're going to be a happy Magic purchaser, and I'm going to be a happy streamer, and you're going to be a happy viewer. Just look at all the happiness. All you have to do is click that link when you're thinking of buying. Thanks, Card Kingdom. Boom. Let's see how we're doing. I hear silence. I got to get some audio. There's some background audio. Vargan calls out the key of the Boros deck. I agree. If you're going to be aggro in the format, the +3/+3 and trample to attacking creature in red is really a key card. And that's the thing that allows you to just keep plowing through someone trying to be on D. All right, we've got... I don't like Chainer's Torment. Val Duke is always tempting I could build around, but... Oh, yeah, let me get out of your way. Sorry, here, the draft. We got a Sap Migration and an Untamed Kavu. Kavu may be better than Migration, but Migration is more is more in theme. Kavu is kind of your mid-range beef that is just okay in the format, although the ability to be a 2-drop or a 5-drop is quite nice. Nothing else going on here for me, really, except the Kavu and the Migration. And I'll take thoughts. I'm inclined to Kavu, but I'd be... I think you could make a case for Migration, but I'm going to take the uncommon. Now, we got a Deathbloom Thallid, a Knight of Malice... Fungal Plots, Fungal Infection. Looks like a lot towards the green. Look at this pack. It's like stacked with green and black. I think we start with the 2. The Knight is great. Great 2-drops are hard to come by in the format. It's not really a 2-drop format. You play some out of curve need, but when you can get the really good ones, it's nice. So... I think we take the Knight of Malice and hope to wheel some of this sweet sap stuff. Here we come to an interesting choice. I think a lot of people take Llanowar Elves here. I'm pretty down on Llanowar Elves in the format. I think it's fine. If I get them late, I'm going to run them, but I don't prioritize these. Partly because you don't necessarily need the ramp to make it to your late game in this format. And once you're at your late game, this isn't a good addition. Yeah, so I like Skin Witch to stay on color or even Blink of an Eye. We're not really doing the sap thing specifically yet, and I do love blue. Like, you know, starting out here would not be the worst. I think Blink is a little better than Skin Witch in the abstract. So I kind of want to take and also I guess I would probably take almost unlimited Skin Witches, but I'm going to take the Blink. I think it's it's one of the places I want to be in the format, and I'm willing to hedge there. And now I feel a little bit paid off because we have Divination and Cloud Reader, and they're both excellent. If you took Skin Witch there, that's fine. That was obviously my debate, and it was very, very close to me. But early on, I decided to go with what I consider to be the abstractly more powerful card and the one that I would want more multiples of in a deck. And Blink was just enough better to me than Skin Witch that I decided to hedge. And now Sphinx narrowly edging out Divination. But look at me, I got my Sultai start, so I'm happy. Gotta keep going, or it could all fall apart if all these colors dry up. Which they can, that's the thing. I'm not the only person who has this attitude about this format. Krosan Druid, I don't like anything I'm seeing here. Garna is maybe closest to something I'd be interested in. Druid, if we're kicking a bunch, I suppose we could Druid. But, like, I think Garna is the hedge. Yeah, this pack is bad, but Servant, I also don't particularly... I'm hoping not to play Servants unless I'm specifically doing historic things. So I'm going to take the Garna on spec. There's a world in which we end up Jund, base green Jund splashing Garna, and that can be effective. But now we got a Spider or the Memorial. I love the Memorial still being here. That's a sign to me for Memorial to be pack 1, pick 6. It's a great card. It acts like a spell in your deck, but only takes up a land slot. It's like getting a free spell. Yeah, I don't think we're going to end up with Garna, but there was nothing there that made me feel like we shouldn't hedge. Yeah, Red Memorial being better for the aggro deck could have been interesting. Speaking of, there's the unplayable Memorial. Now we're looking at Omnivore, Gorger, or Envoy, or Arcane Flight, but I don't feel like we need a flight here. This is an Omnivore pick to me. Even if we end up blue-black, Omnivore as a threat of activation can still do stuff. So we're going to take it. I think this is more valuable in the format than a random Gorger, and being in black is more important to me in the format than being in green. Well, Halar could support some Jund pivot, but really I would just rather take the Onslaught. If we do end up in a sap deck from here, we'll happily play the Onslaught in a dedicated Saproling deck. And the only cost here is a Servant or this further hedge to Jund, but I just don't want to do that when there's a clean pick like the Onslaught. Pack 1, pick 9. This is our opener. It's pack 1, pick 10 that I'm curious to see what comes back for us. And here I think I want Arcanist over Divest. Arcanist is a playable 1/3 that can power out your blinks and some other, you know, onslaught, even if we ended up there. It's not exciting, but it's playable. All right, we get another Omnivore out of the heavy green-black pack. But it's also note, like, there was a ton in here. This stuff was the worst of it, and there was, like, so 3 or 4 other green-black cards have been taken out of this pack. And Relic Runner, wow, this Chronicler here I'm actually going to take. It's an opportunity cost thing. I don't think we are going to be red still, but this is one of the better red cards, red commons, if you're not going aggro. I mean, red does have some control-y aspects to it, and so we could take that. And yeah, if we also have paths into a aggro blue-red wizard deck, but it would take quite the packs coming up. That being said, we'll take the Goblin. I don't really want that 5/5. Yeah, so squeeze all well and good, but Tatiova says, this is what you're doing. I'm not usually base green blue, but base green blue splash black is a thing that can work. But I'm not passing Tatiova in this spot. And I think I'm just going to cut the red. We really want to follow this path now. And here's a cast down over a Vicious. Both great. Cast down and Vicious will both be welcome in this deck, but I think that's the right way to go there. Sap Herd over Kavu number 2. Kind of depends. What are we doing here? Because we could also, like, at this point, I could see base green, black, splashing blue, and maybe running the blink, maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah, Tatiova could be the splash. So given that, again, I'm just trying to figure out whether we're looking for Saps or Kavu number 2. I think I want Sap Herd number 1. I think I want to start putting out some Sapperlings with this deck if I'm going to be taking green cards. You still want Kavu number 2? I suppose it's just kind of big. But yeah, I'm going to go with my gut and take the Sap Herd. I think it's something this deck could really use. And there's a Memorial that's also great. And no-brainer over everything else I'm seeing here. Befuddle is playable, but Memorial is right on. Syncopate, I love. Blink number 2. Getting pulled pretty evenly across the Sultai colors, which is not my ideal. But if we get like a couple of grows in pack 3, then I don't mind. You can really be heavy. You can be doubles in each if you've got enough grow action. But I think I'm going to take... Yeah, I don't know. Second blink, first syncopate. I'm going to go for second blink, actually. I just think blink is so good that if that's where we end up, I'm going to be really happy to have 2 of those. And here we get a divination to pile on. David is slamming sync. It was very close to me for me, David. There was no slamming either way for me. Now, Unwind is playable in the format. It doesn't look like it. You know, bad negate. But, yeah, Candle... I can't do it. I'm not going to choose this as my removal path when I've got 2 blinks and a cast down and I'm in black. We'll get there. I don't think this is good enough. I'd rather have an Unwind. More Chroniclers. Might need to take a Scholar just for playables, but it's not exciting, David, but for the same reason you wanted to slam Syncopate, Unwind is playable. Because in this format, like, it's not great against aggro, but hey, it does take out that 3/3 combat trick or whatever, but in the control go long grindy matchups, so many key cards are non-creatures. Like Unwind in the late game in this format tends to nab something good. Now I will take a Candle over the Befuddle narrowly, but you could make an argument for the Candle. I'll take a Jousting Lance. If we, through pack 3, end up heavy green somehow, we will happily play a Lance to make our saps good. But I'm going to take this over the random Scholar and put it in the board, thinking we're probably not playing it. I don't want to main deck a Broken Bond, but I will put an Abomination in the board. Here's a Befuddle, but I think if we realize we're missing something here, it's going to be early creatures, and we'll play a grudging 2-3. And this is where I'd rather have the green one if we're base green, but we'll see. Armament, I try not to play. This we're never playing. Multani says, Ryan, you are playing green, sir, which is, we have Grow and Skitters, which is like, boy, do we want these. However, Multani is simply one of the best cards in the format. I mean, we beat it last week in the Streamer Showdown because we happen to have the exile removal in white. But if you don't exile this, you're in deep trouble. So we're going to take Multani and lock in on base green and really look for Skitters or Grow. If Skitters or Grow could make it to us, that would be nice. But now, here we go. Are we settling? Are we blinking? We're going to try and wheel this Pate. I know David maybe wants Syncopate over Blink here. But black or blue is my question. Black or blue? What are we doing? Because we've got to be base green. I think we're base blue, splashing Cast down at this point. Maybe Omnivore. Settle could bring us back to that, but I think we're more blue than black, but we may need Syncopate more than Blink here. So I'm going to take a weird looking pick and take Syncopate out of what I think is our need here. And now another Settle, though. We could take a Journey Mage to stay blue. Syncopate was enough of a need for this deck that taking it over that Settle before seemed correct. I don't know if Journey Mage low Wizards is what we want here. I'm going to take the Settle now, because if we do end up with a Grow, maybe we get lucky and find like two Grows, and then again we can just be heavy Sultai, right? Yeah. Devil's Mana Base is okay if you got the Grows and the Skitters to support it. So let's see if we find any of those. Here we have a Deep Freeze for some removal, or a Syncopate number 2. I'm going to go Deep Freeze. And trouble with Deep Freeze is it doesn't play well with like Multani. It's really at its best when you're trying to win through the air. But I think to make sure we get some of the we throw this on a something we have a hard time dealing with, something that bouncing is just not good enough. It's not really, David. It's for me, this is about finding the right balance of jobs in the deck as opposed to abstractly more powerful. I think in the abstract, I think that other card is better, but yeah, from a toolbox mentality, I wanted the variety. So Eviscerate here, though. That's what we want. Like, let me trade this Settle for an Eviscerate. I would do it easily. And here's another one. There's even a Thallid, but we're not even really doing that. That's not really how we're approaching the game. We just want another Eviscerate. And then we've got a Soul Salvage. That's a good splash here. Or, boy, another Memorial. Dark Bargain. 2 Memorials is a little slow. Yeah, we could do Acolyte. Yeah, I'm not worried about making cuts right now. I am trying to figure out whether or not... I think I want just more... Oh, man. If I'd known another Dark Bargain was coming, I would have taken the flyer. I would like a bargain and an acolyte, not two bargains. We could take a Soothsayer, but again, it's just not doing what you really want. Like, it's pretty clunky. It kind of has a lightning rod thing going for it, but I don't want to play two Dark Bargains and a Divination. We're already covered on those jobs, so I'm not going to take those. A little Vault Progress here. Yeah, Multani really locked us into green. It's too good not to play, but we could have had a fine blue-black deck here. Or, you know, we can still look. Maybe blue-black is better than forcing the Multani. Because our green, you could splash the Tatyova. And didn't end up with any fixing, which is the big problem, right? So we may have some thinking to do here. So, well, we may be doing an unfortunate mana base here because we don't actually have that many cuts. No, we can barely cut anything. You want to cut green? Here's what it's looking like. Now maybe we can just splash Tatyova and bring in Candle Wanderer. Ugh, I don't want to play Lance in a 9-creature deck. Well, we didn't get there on fixing. So we're in a tough spot, actually. And this deck has some potential, but it's likely to lose 1 or 2 on mana. Over the course, you know, assuming we won like 5+, a couple of our losses would be probably from straight mana. So I tried to stay open and maybe stayed open too long, and now I'm split all around. Yeah, we can add an Abomination. Sorry, I missed that was there. It just didn't catch my eye. This is doable. And maybe we need to, like, we call it. Well, that's what we're looking at. If we, I mean, I'll put in everything even remotely playable in. Well, not remotely. I don't want to bring these and like. I don't consider Wild Onslaught particularly playable here. Like our problem. Our problem, Jim, is that if you look at it this way, our green is really light. 6, 12, 3, 4, 15, 16. Yeah, at least one land here. So we're looking at, like, this. Don't tell me about cutting Candle until we decide what and how much we're splashing. Don't tell me about cuts yet. Tell me what we need to settle on what we're doing before we even start worrying about what we're cutting. Because if we cut green, we're not cutting Candle. If we're playing green, we can probably cut Candle. But so the question is, what are we doing first before just starting with the swing? Before we start swinging the scythe, what are we doing? Three worst blue cards from this. What would those be? Unwind. Scholar, question mark. Can we get rid of another creature? If you're talking about, like, Trouble is Blink is really a 4-drop that requires double blue. All right, you want to see what it looks like with no... Let's cut the blue entirely and then rebuild from there. Oh, come on. I don't want to do this. There. So... if we cut the blue, we're looking at needing to run everything. See, like, it just doesn't work. Everybody wants to try to find two colors. We were just looking at green-black. All right, I'll show you green-black again. Well, I mean, this is green-black. There you go. Here's your 6 cards missing green-black deck. Well, okay, what splashing? What is a splash? You think blink is a splash? I mean, see, we're already running, you know, we still need 2 more cards, and this is quickly becoming not a splash. Why does Onslaught seem fine to you, CMC? We could make a case for the Broken Bond. I'll give you that. There's enough targets for this that we'll find something. I agree that Broken Bond is playable, if not exciting, but Onslaught in this deck does not look good at all to me. So, we should get to playing, though. I'm just going to have to suck it up and face my my greed.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
And I kind of like, if we're going to be greed, let's be greedy and splash Multani. And then, I mean, we had to play a bunch of stuff anyway. Well, maybe that's too greedy. I think it's... Yeah, we're 18 is the idea here. 6, 11, 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, 18. So, well, this is 17 lands right now. So, we'll remember that, you know, we can go to 18 here. And maybe go 4 forests. 7, 6, 4. 6, 7, 4. Yeah, way too late, right? Oh, wait, I'm not doing the math right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we could get 2 more in here. It could be like 7, 7, 4. What about 7, 7, 4? But then we'd go like that. Yeah, CMC, we can try the we can try the multi splash, but to suggest that it's to see how screwed up the shuffler is, I can tell you exactly how screwed up the shuffler is. Not at all. Like, not at all. I kind of like Unwind over Candle, actually. This way, we have a lot of removal here. Fantasia. I don't know what world of privilege you live in, but this is my deck. This is our pool. You really just like trying for this. It's really that good, though, and we're really going that late. I'll show you. Yes, and you're not wrong. I'm not suggesting that there's no risk here. We are likely, if we do well in this event and play a bunch of games, because we win enough, we are very likely to be staring at an uncastable Multani, maybe multiple times this event. But the whole point of this deck is to go long and win the long game attrition, and Multani will come down eventually, and then it's just backbreaking. Oh yeah, everybody, like, anybody, you know, CMC, you seem to have a lot of opinions about how awkward and wouldn't do, or not you, like, there are many people with opinions about what's wrong with this deck. All of you are correct. What do you want to do about it? I mean, actually, I like let's get this Arcanist back in here. Arcanist, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. So we go 18. That's fine. Crying is acceptable. Let's cut the Lance and bring in the Arcanist. And then I like even our that creature count goes up a little bit. Kind Kavu potentially splashable. It kicks for colorless. It is a single green card, and we have 4, kind of like splashing a Kavu. If I do that over what? Then we're like, maybe that's over the unwind. Yeah, or like an abomination. That's a good call too. I like cutting the abomination there. I think that's a good call. Or maybe or maybe even Scholar can come in for unwind if we just want some extra ground stuff. Yeah. I think I'm liking, that's funny, 11-11. I'm going to go with this. That's interesting, Fantasia. We're going to see how this plays out. I hear your concerns. I hear anybody's concerns. I'm kind of going against all the conventional wisdom LR has tried to drop on everybody over the years, that double color is not a splash. That's too much. And 4 is not enough for it. But this is a very specific thing I'm deciding. That Multani has one job in our deck, and that is to be extremely powerful late. That's it. And with all those 11s, let's just call it that. And I'll stick with those lands. And let's, since this is the one. All right. How screwed are we? Let's find out. Oh, I had 11 creatures and 11 spells in the deck with 18 land, so I just called it 1-1-1-1 for our creature spell split. All right, can keep this. Does some stuff early. This deck is interesting. It's doing some powerful stuff, but it is no doubt a little bit sketchy. We don't have an attack. We don't have a block if we play Scholar, but we can crack back the other way. The two choices here are to hold for kicked Blink or build board. I don't like holding. We want to ideally get Blink off onto a more expensive thing. So let's do this and set up. I probably could have attacked, and maybe they don't block, but there's not really combat tricks that punish that. I guess the -2/-2. Yeah, we could have attacked and then maybe gotten the free point of damage. I should have done that first. Classic Spain punt. Or at least Spain hasty. Playing stuff pre-combat. Suboptimal, yes. Maybe not a punt, but suboptimal. That's another thing we're not necessarily sure we want to blink because it could come back down as a 4/4. Now, with this board, I'm going to attack with both, assume 1 or 0 blocks, and then add to the board more with Soothsayer or Omnivore. Probably Omnivore. Just go biggest size. Oh, no, I just restarted. Thank you for the reminder. Let's get CBL going. All right, it is open. Hopefully CBL starts working for you all. Yeah, I thought they might not make that block. They decided to do it, though. So we got our splash, but note that our mana is costing us some black right now, which is affecting our ability to cast this Settle. Now then, I think, well, let's start with an attack. Question is, do we need to leave Arcanist back for any reason? If we leave Arcanist back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana doesn't really do anything for us, except I guess if, yeah, it doesn't do, because it would only help with the blink. So if we're casting a creature, it's not going to matter. I'm going to send everything. Arcanist lets us play unkicked blink. Okay, that's fair. And it's a free block, but so is this. Yeah, I guess it's worth a point of not attacking for a point to have the unkicked blink available. I like that. Also, we can place. Again, we don't have the sacrifice, only the blink. Sorry, I keep trying to use Arcanist mana on non-instants or sorceries, but that doesn't work. Wizard's Retort is fine. The Thallid's not that important of a card for us, really. It's filler that I only really want. Ideally, you're playing that in a Saproling deck, right? Yes, we do look like we might have a Syncopate. And the Omnivore activation gives us all sorts of disguising of our pauses and whatnot. Hoping to not need to use the blink here, but I thought it was worth a point of damage to have it up. And now we've got this 5 open mana and 4 cards from a blue-red opponent. I'm not buying that. I will send in... Oh, I'll send in everything now. We can't settle anyway, so we're racing. And now, the nice thing here is, they've got mana up. If they go for an instant, we could decide to blink if we wanted to. But I'm going to say we don't need to. But let's see what they do. If they go for a big card draw or something, maybe we'll end up saving our own creature if they go to kill something. Interesting, yes. So, in fact, I think we are just going to save our own Omnivore. That's a fine use of a blink here. And we'll...
Can I kick it?
You've never seen that one, David, because that was its debut. You can thank Slam Dunk for that again. Duncan, you here? Hey, look, we got our Multani mana. Yeah, I know. But again, that's all part of the problem, right? We can't cast this. Would love to kill this thing. Soothsayer could come back. That doesn't seem worth it. We get to go Omnivore. Hold up mana. Now we do, yeah. So do we ever hold land for Tachiova? Maybe even you could make a good argument that I should have held the forest there for a possible Tachiova ahead of Multani draw. I was excited to get our double green in play for the potential Multani, but you're right that we should maybe hold that. Could have held that for a possible Tachiova draw. David, part of on my homework to-do list is a complete meme list, not only to get the list complete, but also to create credits. I want people to be able to see who helped make each of those memes, since none were made only by me. 0. None. With Memorial Inflation, we play all lands. Well, there's a lot of pushes and pulls, Jim, right? I think the possibility of drawing Tachyova is an excellent reason in a Tachyova deck to try to hold at least one land. Because the idea is, if you decide you need to pop the Memorial, well, you play the land, right? But if you get a little bit farther back on it, then yeah. You don't want to draw multiple lands and then not have any way. I'd call that a bargain. Maybe not the best I ever had, though. We're gonna cast it. I guess we cast it main. We could also crack a Memorial, but that's even more expensive. I'm gonna go for the bargain. Oh yeah, I should have used Arcanist. Great call. Sloppy. Looks like it's getting countered. No. Well, we'll take him. So now we can. I'll play the swamp. We have an island for Tachyova if we draw Tachyova, and we definitely want the swamp eventually. And don't want to just lose this Academy Drake. Gotta keep swinging with the Omnivore. These are becoming expendable. So with this Soul Salvage, we can even make a case for... Well, yeah, we're going to do it anyway here. I'm actually going to... I guess we'll take the Arcanist. This can make mana to cast like the Soul Salvage, but we're being blocked, so that shouldn't be necessary. I'm going to go for Arcanist. And now we have the Soul Salvage where we can get 2 creatures back. And they can be more fodder for the Omnivore to keep applying pressure with this card. Still worry about 2 cards and mana, though. Just so. So now let's see. It's kicked. Yes, they kicked it, right? I wish it would say here. Like, there's nothing here that says whether it's kicked or not. That seems bad, right? Like, how do I know how much damage is being dealt right now without knowing what mana was tapped this turn? Anyway, so we're taking 3 plus 4 is 7. So I think we go ahead and sack the Scholar. But then do we just die? I don't want to die in the crack, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that shows it's kicked. Okay, I get it. Now that I understand the visual language, that's helpful. But obviously, you can see what I mean. Like, it's not quite clear. They could like read the, text or something. Okay, so if I ping it again, although if I do it again, we get to trade. So I think we have to. Well, if they've got Blink too, I'm not playing around Blink. If they have Blink, they get it. I can't beat Blink, so I'm not going to play around it. Definitely. If I'd used the Arcanist mana, we'd already have the Soul Salvage cast, is what AVB is pointing out. But we're going to try and somehow salvage this anyway. But again, if we had 3 extra mana to spend and these creatures in hand already, we would be able to easily play both. As it is, it's going to be a little tight here. Oh yeah, I got to tap for it. It doesn't really matter. We know what we're playing. We're playing Omnivore and Arcanist, so you know it doesn't matter. We can cast both of those. It would matter if I didn't know exactly what I was casting, but I'm casting Arcanist. Well, I could also cast Soothsayer, but we're going to go Omnivore. And then, although I had to cast black. Keeping up 2 black for the settle would have been one option. Oh yes, we don't have well, we have blocks on the ground. No, we don't, do we? I needed to settle. Boy, I missed. Yeah, it is. You're right, D. Go ahead, do it. D is correct. I punted. Couple of punts here. Screwing up a decent chance at a win. I was thinking I could block. I was thinking only in terms of being able to block 2 ground creatures and then survive the Drake, but of course I can't block this creature, so we're doomed. Did we lose to mana base at all? The mana base made it tougher, but that one was on me. It made it tougher, but it wasn't the full reason. And also, it doesn't matter. Certainly does not change my opinion that this is the correct approach for the build right now. All right. Well, that was bad. Let's start it. Let's cleanse that. Oh, and my deets are all wrong. Let's turn this around. Kicking off the week with some sloppiness here. Sorry, everybody. But we will turn it, okay? That's an easy keep. Was that Watsy? Who hosted me? I didn't catch that that host. Memorial tapped. It doesn't look like it put it into chat. No. Thank you for the host magic. Appreciate it. No 2-drop. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I was distracted.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Maybe I'm only supposed to do that when it's kicked, but I couldn't help it. Uh-oh. Omnivore plus them saps is no joke. We've got the soul salvage. We could just eat the howling golem for a 1-for-1. I think, yeah, we do that. We could get blown out here, but we have the soul salvage to recover this situation if we do get blown out. So kind of a blowout because of getting 2-for-1 on the block, but we knew that was a possibility, and the soul salvage was part of our reasoning. Flooding out, not helping us at all, but we can't really recast these. If I bargain, that's not working either. So yeah, we just got soul salvage now. Looking grim here already though. Drawing a bazillion lands hasn't helped. Oppo having the blowout card didn't help. Traxos is a great early pick build around. All right, well, Deep Freeze isn't bad. We get to lock down Omnivore because of that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're not super dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
And we get a Scholar to boot. So at least we get to 2 spell and cover 2 problems. Be nice to stop the Soothsayer from sacking stuff, but this is the bigger threat. Yeah, they're going to get value no matter what. Our job is to stop an Omnivore from killing us first and foremost. Now they could throw the sword on the Soothsayer, and then it has an attack. Okay. So now, the Scholar is clearly holding off the sap, and they didn't bother attacking with Soothsayer, so I'm going to take the 3, hope we're not dead, and hope Tatjova starts to a recovery program. Ugh, never mind. That was pretty backbreaking. Now do we need to do something else? Let me not be hasty. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total mana. If we go Tatjova, we get 6 and a card, but we don't actually get a 2 spell unless there's a 2 mana spell on top. But the trouble is 7 mana does not get us 2 spell with anything else we're doing. So I'd rather, I mean, I guess we could go Cloud Reader as a 4 toughness blocker that could actually block here. And then chump the Abomination. What does that do? Then we're scrying and hopefully finding something that really helps us survive after that. So we chump here, threaten this here, and then we'd only take 3 from the other sources. Yeah, I think we need to do that. I actually need to not play Tatjova because I want to be able to bounce off that Golem. Oh man, the Arcanist was the 2-drop we could have played. That's funny. Do we need it here because of that? Next turn we're going to have 8 mana, which will allow for Bargain Omnivore, but not Bargain Arcanist. So actually I think we keep the Arcanist because it allows us to 2-spell next turn. I'm running out of... I have no hourglasses and don't have it perfectly sussed out here. Yeah, I guess we need removal for Abomination. That's fair. Okay, we got to keep digging to try and find something to do, because this is just getting chumped and we're going to lose to it, right? Had to play that. Yeah, we don't even get to bargain because of our life total. But we need to hope that we, like, draw a Eviscerate. Eviscerate would be a perfect draw. Or we're just dead. Wow. Well, we are asking for a little flood in our 18 lander, and Tatjova is supposed to help with that. But I think we're dead. Good job, Oppo. Getting slammed here early, but I have gone 0-2-7-2 before. Shall we try that today? Maybe not with this deck, but... Those of you suggesting I play Tatjova, are you then suggesting that I chump with her? I mean, you understand my reasoning, right? Playing a 3-4 saved 3 life, whereas Tatjova saved 1 life. And I just, you know, we needed to block a 3-4 and survive. I felt like that was the essential need that turn. All right, let's get off the schneid here. But But we are in the hole thanks to my sloppiness in game 1, or maybe not thanks to it, but we had a chance to not be in a hole. If I could have extended the game in game 1. I don't know if it gives us the win, but I certainly could have extended the game. Funny, no blue yet, but we've got a green for 2 of our 3 green cards. So I am going to keep this, and we'll decide whether we Kavu on 2 or whether it's a matchup that doesn't seem like it needs it. But Tatyova in hand and being... yeah, I think we got to keep and believe in our ability to find... about the same. We have about the same number of 2-drops as removal, I would say, actually. Although with Blink, there was an opportunity for 2-drop removal. So this is a tough keep. I mean, we don't have blue yet, but we do have this start. I'm going to be greedy.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed is good.
I'm not touching the gain button. It's where we set it last time. All right, so double black, no pressure yet. Nothing else to do. I'm going to drop this now so we can think about it. We can play a Vigilant Trample 2/2, and it's not the worst. It's just usually not where you end up wanting to be with this. Well, I lowered it on the... Just don't tell me what to do. Give me your feedback. Don't tell me what to do, though. Feedback accepted. Well, I did make some adjustments, so how is it now? I just don't want to be told what to do about it. Tough. This is a weird, tough choice. Not enough going on. I'm going to play this. We have a spot where we might not do much for the next few turns. I should play this out. It's too greedy to wait. Ganmore says, Gadandmore says hold. We're just too... we have too much potential to do absolutely nothing. And... right. So I wanted to apply some pressure, knowing that there was probably not much we were going to do in the next few turns, was my thinking. And we could eviscerate the flyer, but we have a Sphinx that is going to beat it in the air as soon as we find our blue, so I'm just going to Sooth here. Somewhat of a lightning rod. People get worried about this card. It never really does all that much, but yeah, like it's a lightning rod, so that's fine with me. 4 mana, draw out, eviscerate. Thumbs up. Island. 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 One time. Well, with nothing to do and taking 3 in the air, now it's time to eviscerate, and we will eviscerate over Settle here. Pause suggests they could have Indestructible. All right. So we traded for a Adamant Will, but we have more removal for that, and we have a chance at an island to still have the same block it with a creature plan, which would be my preference. All right, well, no question now we have to settle the score with the big flyer and continue to look for blue to be able to block the Acolyte in the air. So we're still fine if we can find our blue, but, you know, here's where the splash is hurting us, right? no fix splash, eating into our blue and black mana. But there we go. We got that. Did they get something back? They got a tallow candle back is good. It means they can actually kill this. Maybe we want to go Wanderer and give them a really tempting target that they have to go for. Haj, you want to do Sphinx into Candle? Sphinx, we're going to die to this Acolyte if we let him use Candle on Sphinx. So I'm going to go Wanderer and try to draw out that Candle use. All right. It worked, although we're getting smacked for 5, so, you know. All right, now we're going to go Cloud Rear Sphinx, Cross Fingers. Do we want that Knight? Doesn't do anything. Well, 3, it does have a white creature, but I don't think we want... Well, maybe we want the Memorial to event to blink, right? So we can go Tachyova, Memorial, draw, and then eventually blink. Well, we need land to activate Tachyova, and then a kicked blink would be good. Although maybe we don't need this one. But with Tachyova, I really don't mind land. If we get untapped, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the suggestion that we could need untap means because you want to be able to Tachyova and blink on the same turn. I think it's too risky to send this away looking for a no, it's not D to send this away. I'm gonna keep. We need land enough with Tachyova that I think we keep that. This attack makes me nervous. I kind of think that at the very least our Sphinx is dead. They got a couple of cards, but I was expecting not this attack. But maybe if they can trade with the Sphinx, this makes a lot of sense. Let's see what they've got. 7/7/4 is our base. Okay. Okay. Deep freeze. All right. Hold. Hold. Is Screaming Hold a Braveheart reference? I didn't even know that. To me, it's just, I'm trying to hold. Hold! I didn't even remember any association there. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. So we can Multani and have unkicked blink. And I'm not attacking with anything right now, so here we go. We might be able to beat a gold Oppo in the O2 bracket of a returning format. This is supposed to be where I'm crushing, but, you know, magic is magic, and my brain doesn't always crush. We could blink now just to tempo, but I think we'll save that for a kick situation. We have a couple, we can get our Kavu back, our Wanderer back. Soul Salvage here, but I'm just going to drop the Forest for the Tachyova trigger. Start there. So now I like just divination over soul salvage. Although soul salvage gives us guaranteed action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we soul salvage, we have 6 left, so we can salvage and play like Wanderer. You just want to leave up Kicked Blink. Yeah, we can just sit here leaving up Kicked Blink. We could even do... yeah, that's a good point. We only have 2 blue, right? I think that's what Hodge is saying. So let's start with the Multani swing and then decide what our defenses need to look like after that. Tron, I guess Twitch just thinks of you often. Blink, Multani, and replay. Do we really need to give Multani vigilance? Why don't we just we could 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I like Hodge's point that we can just go, let's soul salvage now and leave up the Kicked Blink and basically intend to use that before untapping. And this is as long as we leave 1 green, we have Multani return. So yeah, I like soul salvage on 2 big things. That Soothsayer is important. We're drawing cards with Divination and Tatyova. We don't need a Soothsayer card draw engine. And even though it telegraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm not going to play an Untamed Kavu on Kicked or whatever. So we're just going to end here. Maybe this situation compels them into some kind of attack in which the Blink punishes them for trying to take advantage of our sudden aggression here. Our new aggression. Sarah Disciple. All right, I don't see anything too scary here. Scariest thing is the flyer. I'm going to kick Blink the Disciple just because I want to keep flyers out of the air. Although we got a Trampler, we could also just... I don't want to kick the Elephant or they get that back. We could kick the Knight of Grace also to provide less trample. Yeah, well, it's kind of 1 gain a turn. And we don't know what's going to happen here. They could power it up. They could put equipment on it. They could pump it. I don't know. They showed Adamant Will. Maybe they have another one. I just want to go from 5 to 0. Although we do have the Sphinx and the Blink here. I do want to use the Blink now, though. Yeah, we could also Memorial. That's fine. If they're not going to attack, we can Memorial. Thank you for that sub. Awesome. Next guy. Appreciate it. Cast down 14, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If we just kill everything, we could win. Let's see. We got Blink, except Freeze doesn't get it done. So we can't quite just win here. That's true. We also only have 1 blue mana. Great call. So we can't kick this anyway. Probably just want to save that for an unkicked then and cast down like the Elephant. I like casting down the Elephant and then crashing in with everything. And then having Blink to interfere with a double block. But this is force blocking. So yeah, I was hoping for this. And then we bounce. We can bounce either one. Again, the bird. Yeah, but we'll bounce the bird. The knight can do the most damage, right? I think I had a missed attack way early in the game that could have ended it right there. I think we're in good shape. I'm going to kick the Kavu since it's got trample. All right. Woo! Not skunked, at the very least. Yeah, legendary sorcery, the white legendary sorcery is the only real wrath in the format. Yeah, there's a saga, I guess you could, the eruption, but... Oh, you mean the black... Oh yeah, black saga, right. First eruption is a poor player's sweeper, but not one you'd ever play. No, Sharkman, I was saying that's on my, near the top of my homework pile is to create a central list repository credits for all the memes, because there's so many memes going on now. I'm gonna keep, but it's funny.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Just the two. That had an interesting iteration process. It's funny. Slam Dunk sent me a meme, sent me his initial offering of that meme, and my first response was, "That's great. I can run it as is." Then we did about 14 different revisions that resulted in 2 separate memes. That was great. Let's change it a bunch. All ready for Multani, yep. Well, need a couple more. 4, not quite enough. Yeah, totally. Great to see Plains when you've got a Knight of Malice down, and we're going to drop Memorial here, since we got nothing else to do this turn, and hope that the deck delivers us an island or a blue Memorial in the next draw. All right, thank you, deck. Good listening, good listening. Don't know if an Envoy is worth removal here. The thing is, our removal is sorcery speed. If we decline to take out the Envoy, we are declining to do anything with our 4th turn. I think we do it because of that, and because of the fact that we're close to Tachova coming down and helping us win the attrition battle by drawing us extra cards. No guarantee she'll survive, but that's my reasoning here. I don't love using a spell this powerful on something this medium, but that's where we're at. I like that we have Memorial for recovering Tachova, although, let's see, are there white... I know we've got the freeze enchantment. Is there any kind of pacifism effect? Is there something that white does to eliminate Tachova without without it going to the graveyard? I mean, there's white could exile it, of course. Yeah, I suppose that. Yeah, Blessed Light exiles it, right? Multani says tat now, huh? We could certainly say what you got, and I do like letting him get another counter on the knight and then eviscerating. So I am in. Normally I treat Tachova like a 6-drop, but next turn is all used up either with Multani or eviscerate. So yeah, we could kill it now, but we can also accept 5. Yeah, actually, I'm going to kill it now. We're going to wait on Tachova. It's fine. I changed my mind. I don't want to take the 5, and I think this still puts us in a good spot, and it really makes the rest of Triumph quite weak. They lose the counter. Maybe they give something flying, but that's it. I mean, even if they do, it's stinky. It's extra stinky because they didn't find a creature, but it was stinky even if they found, you know, a creature. Yeah, get lifelink for one hit wouldn't be, you know, if they had a Kavu or something. But now, do we go Multani or Tatyova? I'm actually more interested in Tatyova right now. Get the value while we know we have it. And get the train going, hopefully. There we go. But by leading with Tatyova, she replaces herself, and Multani is hopefully not going to get hit by another one. But maybe, we'll see. Kicked Grow. But what else, if anything? Let's see. The Marshal. That's no biggie for us right now. We're going to charge in with the Knight. And then drop the wooden one. We're going to settle a score with Shalai and win this game. All right, at least 2. That makes me feel much better that my Multani deck, as sketchy it is, maybe on the mana front, at least got to 2. The 1-1-1-1 deck is 2 and 2. Hey, Blue Spirit Lady, how you doing? Don't have our second green for Multani yet. A little early for him to be here in our hand. But I'm going to keep this. If Oppo shows aggro, we can drop a 2-drop Kavu if needed, or maybe we do it no matter what. We'll see. But it's certainly a keep. No blue cards yet. I'll start on a on a swamp. All right, Oppo not doing anything. I'm gonna play it less aggro here because they're not doing anything. We have something for 4 now, even if they don't play anything to remove. So I'm comfortable waiting. I mean, it's 1 + 1 and 1 +... Yes, right. All right, and we'll play Memorial here. And continue to be Kavu greedy. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Jim. But it just gets outclassed so quickly and probably killed quickly by -2, -2. Yeah, I think this is 5 and Tatyova is 6. So I see us going 4, 5, 6. Or 4, 5, 6. This will probably draw out some of their early removal, although let's see, cast down maybe, but other than that, I don't see what removal they would have for that mana here. Well, you know, it's what your game plan is, right, David? Like, I'm not trying to be aggro with this deck. I mean, you should be aggro if it could work to do so, but... And now Time of Ice boy. I mean, I can make the Kavu, but it simply gives Time of Ice something else to pin down. Does that even matter? Like, it just like it just shows them, right? We'd better off hiding. So I hate not using my mana, but Time of Ice says that's what's happening here. So too bad this is an instant. I would love to snap this Cloud Reader Sphinx off. Tat to draw? You mean last turn? We had 5 lands exactly, so we couldn't play Tatyova and draw last turn, but we could absolutely do that this turn. If we had a second swamp, I'd be tempted to just eviscerate Malice and go. But now I like Tatyova draw here on turn 6 and see, because Tatyova should draw out removal, and then we get to just drop huge beasties from there. Love getting that for sure card from Tatyova. Syncopate is close to being good, but not quite. Which is to say, Syncopate for 0 doesn't do much. All right, do they have it? Something for Tat. Yeah, I think it would ask. No, but maybe not. That's a good question, Jim. I don't even know for sure. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Pretty annoying. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we go Tatyova, we go to 8. We play an island, go to 7, but we draw one more and go back to 8. Tatyova, that leaves us with 2. We could blink something, or we can play Knight though. So we can do it all. I'm just making sure it all fits. Wow. Interesting. I kind of like bouncing Knight of Malice. They must have fungal infection. Do we want to give this up? I think I'll trade for a fungal infection, though. We got to keep making them spend stuff, and we do have a lot of value here. So I'm gonna give them the fungal infection play if they've got it. All right, cast down is nice. Unfortunately, we don't have any more mana for Tatyova. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast down plus 5. What about kicked Kavu cast down? And cast down is an instant. If we're worried about syncopate, we should just do this now. And I actually am worried enough that I am going to cast down the Sphinx now. Wow. Tempoed into the ground here. What are we going to do about it? Now we may need to drop a Kavu as a 2/2 to trade. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do not want to lose to endless journey mages. This sucks. 7 total mana. We can get this plus eviscerate is 2. We could go Kavu Omnivore, and it's the same as an Eviscerate in terms of how it affects here. So I'm going to go certainly Kavu on 2. And now we got to decide what else we're doing. We can have Syncopate if we keep Blinks. I don't know if the Blink does enough. Right, the blinks, the blink is not. We can blink the sap, but we don't want to blink these things. So it's either use Omnivore to threaten to be removal, or just use pure removal. I'm going to use the pure removal, so we for sure get something off the board here. Had to decide to do something. But if they got more tempo, we're kind of doomed. They haven't just played a 4th Journey Mage like that and killed us, so maybe we're at least making this awkward for them. Memorial to Folly says that 3rd Journey Mage can make a comeback at some point. But here we go. Wow, that doesn't seem like that was a very hard play to come up with, but maybe they had lots of other options, and I should talk about slow play. I think that gets us, though. I think we're done. Well, obviously our deck had some problems, but I thought it was maybe a little better than this. But again, happy to get the 2 wins. We were facing an 0-3 that just felt really awful. But also, let's figure out how to survive. To survive, we need to stop 2 Journey Mages. And we can do that with a Blink and an Omnivore. So that's what we're going to do. Feels like we're donezo, though, because even if this works, we trade an Omnivore for a Journey Mage. Yeah, all right, we knew they had the... Tempoed out. Ouch, indeed. That was too many Journey Mages to recover from once the tempo train got going. Ugh. Gross. Well, we got some gems back. Maybe could have gotten some more back if I hadn't given up game 1 a little too easily. The deck had serious issues, but I actually liked it. It is where I want to be in the format. Just a little bit more fixing when you're 3-color, and then I would actually think that deck was great. So it was really just missing fixing. That's it. With only 2 wins, we could go right back into Dominaria. I'm not sure yet. First, I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube friends for thank them for hanging out for that one. Sorry we couldn't get some more wins. Try to tighten it up in the next one. See ya.